Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this record card keyring pad. I've made 128 of them for swaps for the Stampin' Up on stage local convention, which is being held in Telford in 2 days time. I'm posting the video the day after the convention, so everybody will have received their swaps. Ideally I would have liked to have been able to put these kind of keyring findings on each one, but I wasn't able to find any that were good enough quality, so I've had to use just straightforward rings, so they can still be attached to key rings, but I would have liked that because then that could have been clipped on the inside of a handbag or a briefcase or something. But it wasn't meant to be, so no worries. So the cardstock you're going to need to make these little beauties. First of all, you need some record cards, and it's just the normal record cards that you get from a stationery company. I got mine from my local company, but you can get them from places like Staples and Viking or what have you. You get 100 in a pack, and obviously it depends how many you want to make, but if you do the same as me and you put 10 cards in each, because these get cut down, you can make 20 out of each packet. So what you need is, with the record cards, you need to cut them down so that they measure 2 inches by 3 inches, which is in metric, that's 5 centimeters by 7.65. And just to backtrack a little bit, the size of the record card is 12.75 centimeters by 7.65, and I've cut mine like that. You could use larger sizes and do longer sheets, but you can't do it wider because this has got to go into the tag topper punch. Okay, so I have I've got 30 of these. I'm going to do 3 for you now, just so that you can see how I worked my conveyor belt. And you'll also need 2 each of these for every thing that you're making. And this also measures 2 inches by 3 inches, which is 5 by 7.65 centimeters. You'll need a piece of Whisper White, which is for the image that you're going to be using, and this measures approximately 2 inches by 8 inches, which is 5 by 20 centimeters. And also a piece of Crumb cake, which is for the scallop circle at the back, and that measures 2 inches by 6 inches approximately, which is 5 centimeters by 15. So first of all, I'm going to do my punching with my Scallop tag topper punch. And on these I do 2 at the same time. By the way, when you're cutting your strips to your 2 inches, as you're going along, do check each strip as you go along. I cut these off of my A4 sheet, so I was able to get 3 out of these. So each time I got the 8-inch strip, I put in, just make sure it fitted, because this is absolutely just a tiny tad under 2 inches. Rather than having to come back each time, I checked each sheet as I went, and I also checked these as well. So pop those in, punch, so this is what you get, and I've already done the other 28. And also for your coloured cardstock, and I have another 5 here, did those earlier. In case you're wondering what it is that I've put on here, this is just some washi tape, because I was using this, doing so many for obviously for 128 of them. I found that the light kept bouncing off of this, and I'm very prone to migraines, which are caused by light. So I covered it up with washi tape, which is brilliant because I can still see the design of it underneath. Right, okay, now with my crumb cake I'm using my 1 3/4 inch. I was punching these out during daylight, which is why that one doesn't have washi tape on it. Right, so you need 3 of these. And then what I did was I got my piercing mat and my piercing tool, and I pierced holes just around the edge. Now you need to make sure that this is as close to the actual curve bit and not as low as where this dips down. If you go right the way down to where the dip is, you'll find that when you put your image on here, you find that you cover up the holes. Okay, so as previously, here's the other 2 that I've done. And then I need to stamp my images, and for this I'm using the deer from the In the Meadow stamp set. This one here, so I'm using this. Now obviously I don't need the whole image for this, so what I do is I line up onto here about there. Okay, so I cut, or I don't stamp this wide bit, I only go down to the narrow bit here. Now since I did my stamping, I've had to re-ink my ink pad, which means I'm getting really, really good impressions. But I've also found that in a trial run it's coming up too dark for my stamping on the background here. So I'm going to be stamping off on all of mine. But as I say, that's only because I've re-inked my ink pad and it is coming up very, very dark. So let's leave that open because I'm going to need that. Right, now I'm going to punch these out with my 1 1/2 inch circle punch, and I'm just putting the largest deer so it goes as close to the top there without losing any ears. You can see how the difference in the colour, look at that. It really was getting dried out. Right, now I'm going to bring in 3 of these. I didn't decorate the back of these, I just got my contact details on there. We have to do that with our swaps, so if anybody has any questions, they know who to get in touch with. Right, so when I was doing this, I had a big sheet in front of me and I had 12 of these. Right, the only one that I'm going to do as a straight stamp is this one here. Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you what stamp set I'm using. This is Timeless Textures, and I'm going to use that, and that one. But those I'm going to be stamping off. I might not do on that one. That's my favourite stamp out of the whole set. Okay, so that's just one outside. Now I'm not worrying if I don't come right down to the edge or to the side. That looks as if I might have smudged a bit. Not worried about it at all. You can see how juicy my ink pad is. Look, it's making a real mess of my stamps. But I'm not complaining. I like my colours nice and rich. Right, now what I'm doing with this one, when I was doing this I didn't stamp off first. But that is far too dark to be coming on here. See, that's much, much nicer. Yes, I did do 2, didn't I? The other one I did was up here at an angle, so it went right over the handle up there, that hole up there. That's good. In a moment I'll show you the ones that I did without stamping off. Now this one, what I did was I did one and then I did another one, so that came out lighter. Okay, so just stamping off. Just ignore the stamping off bit on here, unless you've just inked your pad, of course, then you'll be having the same problems as me. I think I was probably a bit over generous with the ink that I put on there. Right, before I forget, because I know I will, but these are the ones I experimented with, and they are just far, far too dark. I mean, that's a lot nicer. You can actually see what the pattern is, but that looks like nothing on earth, really. Right, where's my last stamp? This one. Now, the first one I'm going to do the full Monty, give it the full whack. If I find that it's too dark, then I'll... Oh no, that's lovely. Yes, very happy with that. I just really love this particular stamp. In fact, I'm going to use that onto a card. Not sure what yet, but I will do. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is with my deer, I'm just going, well, I'll turn this round first because there's so much darkness here I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to paint them using my Wink of Stella clear pen. Let's give it a little bit of a shake. Give it a little bit of a squeeze. Now all I do with this is I paint all the way over, and interestingly enough, some of the colours run and some of them don't. Lost Lagoon, this one, hardly runs at all, but the Blackberry Bliss runs a lot, and I think it's something to do with red pigment. I don't know, but I think it is. I'll show you the pink one before I finish the video so that you can see what I mean. Personally, I think, well, I don't like it, it goes too pink, but it's all a matter of choice. Some people probably say, no, it looks lovely, which is fine. There we go, there's one. It doesn't take too long. I'm not being overly fussy with it. I don't want to go over the lines, but I won't worry too much if I do. See, some of the colour is trying to shift there, but it doesn't do it too easily. You could use plain white card instead of the lined record cards. I just think that it's probably a bit easier if you're if somebody's using it and they want to write some notes down. Probably easier just to have the lines on, but if you didn't want to go to the expense of that, there's no reason why you couldn't use your Whisper white cardstock. That would make really nice posh ones. These would make great little gifts for teachers and things. I made one of these for each of my customers, my March customers. Fortunately for them, I was able to sort out enough good ones of these to be able to attach to theirs. There wasn't enough for all my swaps. Right, now I'm going to put my deer onto my crumb cake. And bear in mind, I was doing this as a conveyor belt, so this is what I did. I got 3 ready, and then just pop them on. And I popped them all on top of each other, gave them an extra press. And then I brought these ones back, tip them upside down again. You could use snail or fast fuse if you prefer to. You could use dimensionals, but when I'm doing anything that has a practical side to it, I don't use dimensionals. If this is going to go into somebody's bag, the last thing they want is to find that it's going to get hooked up onto something else. There we go. Okay, so those, and then I've got all of my 30. In fact, there may be extra ones now because I keep doing the extra 2. Right, excuse me while I count. 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's only one extra. Right, okay, so this is what I did with these. Now, luckily for me, my hubby took over from here to get the rings onto here. But I'm going to have a go at one of them to see if I can do this. But I value my nails, so bear with me. So I'm using my tweezers to open that up. There we go, yes. And all I need to do is squeeze it over. Oh, there we go, look. Hey, oh, nearly lost that one. I popped that back. Oh no, it's coming off. Take it the other way. That's it. There we go. So I'm not going to push my luck and do the other ones. Please bear with me with that one. I'm sure hubby will do that for me later on. So let me just show you the other colours that I did. Right. I also bought, as well as the white ones, I bought some coloured cards. Okay, they don't necessarily go match up, but I think they go close enough, and it's quite a nice little thing. And as I say, if you decide to go for these rings, this size is 3/4 of an inch. Don't go any smaller than that. I tried it with 1/2 an inch, and hubby wasn't happy. So no, that was not a good idea. 3/4 of an inch if you want to go plain. And I will also be putting some of these. I'll take these off of the 40 tops, and I will just use those. The guy didn't want them back, so right. These are my Blackberry Bliss. Okay, that one's with white, and that's with pink. Again, not really. Does it match? I don't know. It goes close enough. I'd be quite happy to use that. But the two things about this, one is with the Blackberry Bliss, you can't really see the stamping that's on the outside. But I don't think you can see that at all, can you? I'm trying to view this on another screen that's in front of me, so I can't actually see what's actually showing on the camera. So, but you can see where the pink is on this one. You know, do you like it? Don't you like it? I don't, but right now I've also have yellow. This is Hello Honey, okay, and that's got yellow inside it. In fact, I think it's quite a nice touch to have the colour. Now this one, the colour has run, and I like how much that has, because it's still quite subtle. Okay, so that's Hello Honey. And then there's the green ones, the green cards. And the green ran, the colour ran very slightly. And again, I think that looks nice. And then last but by no means least, Tangerine Tango. And that didn't come in orange. It only came in the 4 colours. So all the orange ones. And again, this one, the colour has run very slightly. And I think that's nice too. Maybe I'm just being picky. But anyway, there you go. It's a brilliant little thing to make. Ideal for my swaps. Ideal for thank you gifts for your teachers, or for, like me, for my customers. Stocking fillers, any little treats. If you're looking for a new idea for something to sell at craft shows, this would be good to go. Anyway, many thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, please contact me. I'm always very happy to help you. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. If you'd like to buy any of the products that I featured here, but except obviously the rings and the findings, please click on the 24/7 link that's in the box below the video, and that'll take you straight to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.